Hi everyone, you have fun with next. We're bringing everything that is awesome in gaming. Like this. This is awesome. This is Sovereign Syndicate. They did this incredible job creating a steampunk world. Well, let me see if I can get through to... You're not gonna let me see the preview, that's too bad. So right now we're playing Claire Reed. Obviously she is a steampunk courtesan, so we're not allowed to say the word whore, that is legal in England, Canada, and approximately half of Mexico. They do have provinces or states, I don't know which translation is better. You've recently decided that the best thing for your continued good health is to leave London town for good. A disreputable Canadian by the name of Greenstreet seems to be your best bet at the moment, even if he very plainly cannot be trusted. So we did return to our suite. We were looking around, and I think just in the interest of keeping you guys like engaged and like really moving the storyline forward, I'm gonna try to go to sleep and see if it skips me to the next, you know, the next portion of the story. So the courtesan killer is out there. He is slaying courtesans like us. Mahogany and gold trim trails along the wallpaper, and the paintings and fixtures are hung so high they're an absolute nightmare for the maids to dust. The electric lamps are at the forefront of technical design, retrofitted to the oil lamp sockets of old. The high ceilings make for an airy ambiance where style is favored over substance. So this is your home. This is where you work from. This is where you live. Absolutely beautiful use of decor. They made a great cRPG. So we have investigate the recent murders, fan collectors search for more fans. That's a fun little side quest. I did find another one in the room. Feed the dog, find something the dog will eat, which I did. I'm so tempted to go back there, but it's kind of a walkabout, you know? It's not always a bad sign, is it? So your intellect will talk with you. And then obviously they use a tarot card chance system, so it's like using dice. Last to London, meet with Madame Zora. Most comfortable, expensive place I've ever slept with every penny. Okay, so it's just going to prompt me to go see Madame Zora. So I can stop by the dog. I have a couple of fans here. Ugly fan, a hideous fan made in the Republic of Texas, meant prominently to show off one's status. Too bulky for fan flirting, but it's well crafted. Got the news. Some gin. A couple of, basically all the basics here. And then a number of gears and cogs and so on. Really well crafted game. Just very well organized. It gives you this gaming experience. Outside the Bell Jar Hotel looks like the rest of grimy Soros Square. Once you step inside, you wouldn't believe the splendor. The interiors boast red-carpeted hallways and spiraling stairs with gilded banisters and bellhops dressed to the nines. White silk shirts and swallowtail suits by Poole & Co. So this is home, like I said. Got a lovely balustrade and overlook the peasants as they come in. We actually have some high-end clientele, so she's doing well for herself, but she really does just want to get out, you know? Just leave. Beljar's what? Water feature, elegant and calming. Must have cost a fortune. So you'll see the different parts of them interacting. For a peasant, one or more may, you know, take the forefront. The taco, fancy rug. It's genuine Persian, if I'm not mistaken. Can I go around this way? I don't think I can. Stops me at the rug, that's cute. So what do I have going on here? I want to talk to Dolores Chen on Red Lantern Lane. I need to help pay off Green Street. She runs the laundry. I have thread. Investigate recent murders. Ask around. Ask a friend. Ask a detective. Ask the public. Interesting. So it does offer you different... Meet with Madame Zora upstairs at the Palladium. Should tie up any loose ends. And then I also have a performance. She is a haunting character. She sings in a jazz style that's just... It's not meant for the public. That was the interesting thing about jazz, is it really appealed to the upper class. Morris Square, the East End's crossroads of commerce and vice, medieval cobbles still bear the weight of modern wheels and footwear. The street alleys and plazas have avoided being pressed into the bilious black of macadam, gracing the lanes around Piccadilly, Kensington, and other wealthy areas. I guess that's what they called asphalt back in the day. This is, I believe, Edwardian steampunk. It's a little bit different. Victorian steampunk has ceramics at its forefront. Edwardian steampunk is a little grimier. It focused on trains and transit and dirigibles and that sort of thing, where it had the statuary. It looked like it wanted statuary to move, which was much more the focus of European steampunk. Now, in that same era, China was starting to invent clocks and things like that, where they used gears, and they were not, viscous. So there's as you travel into Russia and Slavic territories, they start to use like diesel punk. So they start to use oils and different things that helped get cars going, which was awesome. Unfortunately, it did kind of elbow out the more graceful parts of automation, which really they would have done well with tubing and less in the way of grinding gears. They have cuckoo clocks and oh, how cool! Pet broker. I want to see the ostrich. These guys are so weird. Salutations. Sir Willard Rathbone at your service. Have any of my fine specimens caught the fair lady's attention, or was it simply my friend Dulcimer? Ah yes, the illustrious pet broker, somehow still entertaining the notion he's been knighted. The monkey on his shoulder is handsome at least. No title for Dulcimer yet? Alas, Her Majesty has yet to recognize him with the honors, but the day will come. The monkey would wear a knighthood better than some I have known. Ask about his business. Caring for such exotic animals must be difficult business. Is it profitable? Well, I prefer not to think about profitability. One must do what one loves and not worry about such petty things as money. What's a polite way to say that one is out of touch? Take the children begging on the street. I wouldn't take them anywhere, but do go on. Exactly, they are spending all their time begging for alms, utter like a character. Imagine if they simply adjusted their perspective. So we lost hope in continuing to talk with this sort of person, and we run off of hope. It's a little Lovecraft in that way. Really, every orphan could be a successful capitalist if only they tried harder. Don't see me moping about asking for donations simply because the price of food is twice what it was last year. Shut up, I say. Lease a few hectares, your family's farmland, and seize the day. Nothing else, the man has quite admirable optimism. He's entirely taken with this vision of children living their dreams off the profits from leasing their lands as he wipes a tear from his eye and waves me away with a handkerchief. I need a moment. Of course you do. They have these cabriolets and things that we missed, This design prioritizes the comfort of its passengers, a welcome change from previous iterations. So they would bounce along on these cobbles, and they started to adapt things like carriages so that they could work the space between the old and the new. And they have that, but they have it in this weird retro way where they want to include everything that happened before in their understanding of the world. It just isn't done. At least not in America. I mean, obviously it's done. That is what they do. But, not in America. So this was a meat seller. Interesting. Looking for choice cut of meat. I'll pass for now. Ready to give my godforsaken fruit-selling brother a wide berth while you're away. I just want a wild berth, Where is that dog? Around here somewhere. But yeah, she has this haunting jazz style of singing. And it was really interesting how... hard at work. There's the collie. Let's go feed a dog, friend. Feel better about yourself. Feel better with me. I might just jump to this part. How about this meat? He likes meat. Test complete. Pet the dog. Look at us. We petted a dog. We're awesome. Right behind the ears. Alrighty. What's up, little Rob? Tell me a story. Something else I can do for you? Not at this moment, Puppet. Otosaurus Square. Is there another? There's a crimson herring, but they won't let me inside. Maybe they will now that I've explored my room. Shuttered till later today. So every time I notice something, it's my intellect. I do have other, faculties at my disposal. Dolores, why aren't you already available? Oh, Teddy's workshop. I walked right past it. I was looking at noodles, thinking with my stomach again. Here we go. I do believe this is home of Teddy Redgrave. Got me out of a bind during the Frobisher case. No response. He must be out. Darn it. There's Bazawai. No laundry. That seems impossible. Enter the laundry. There we go. Just look at the wrong doorways. Following along with the other character, who might not ever run into Clara, but I find that unlikely. Dolores Chen's machine laundry is a place lenders like having their clothes, if not their dirty character, washed and ironed. Presentable look determines fashion and survival. After all, people guard their image and belongings with their lives in a city that would rob them just as well of their reputation as their pocketbook. London is notorious. Dressmaker's dummy. It's beautiful. This mannequin gets a lot of use posed in whatever garments fit the latest fashion. Oh, Dolores. Have a look around real fast. Knitting machines. Something wrong here. Is it poor form to fiddle without asking? Stray gear from another machine has fallen and jammed it. Everything in its place. Laundry bats. Great wooden wash bins. I should hope Dolores never falls in by accident. They have horrible, the women who used to work the laundries would have these calloused hands. There were horror stories. It was kind of a form of punishment to send someone home there. Alright, Dolores, what's up? How's it hanging? The indomitable Dolores Chen, a dyed-in-the-wool businesswoman, whether that business is above board or below it. Well, if it isn't the illustrious Clara Reed, what wonderful deed have I done to be deserving of your presence? Good day to you too, Dolores. Don't go wasting your time on me, missy. It won't do no good. Dolores has customers from a range of social classes, but I've heard she gives all of them an equal dose of attitude. It's interesting. Dolores is looking a bit frayed around the edges. Must be something big. The normal course of things, she'd never let it show. What's the matter? I can tell that something's got you quite on the edge. Don't bother. I can see you want something, plain as day. Let every woman look to her own problems. Interesting. Get Dolores to open your secrets. Oh, 2 of Swords. No. Please, you know you can talk to me. I'm an old bullfrog girl. Sooner cut off my own nose than peach on a friend. Anyways, I can read on your face it's not any kind of legal trouble. Actually, I'd best handle it my own, doll. You're not as slick as you used to be. Can't let this chance slip away. You and I both know if you could handle it on your own, you'd have done it already, Dolores. You're right, I want something. Why don't we help each other? Alright, fine. I need more graft to get the bobbies off my back. I sell swag to Molly's little thief. I sell the swag that Molly's thieves is lifting, only it ain't coming in like it used to these days. Now every night I've got a constable at the door crying wicked threats. Everybody who's anybody knows Dolores is a fence for Molly and the hounds. She sews hidden pockets into the dock hounds' uniforms so they can hit the stores in Kensington. Bobbies turn a blind eye because they get the hush money. Until now. You need me to find out why deliveries have dried up? That's right, maybe I was wrong about you losing your touch. I want you to find old Carlisle McGrady. He keeps the orphans in line for Molly. Maybe he needs reminding of the mutual part of our mutually beneficial agreement. I don't know the name, but I know the type. A ladsman. One who might be getting too big for his breeches. A lot of ladsmen in the city, Dolores. How might I find them? Oh, he fancies himself a dandy. Wears an orange cravat and a topper. Carries a blackjack. Seeing what damage a blackjack might do close at hand. Now's not the time for unpleasant memories. Do that for me and I'll see about getting you what you need. Dolores is having cash flow problems. It's no good asking her for the money I need. She's got connections. Might be she could help in another way. I need you to get some new papers for me. Oh, now that is something I can help with. No better than to ask why you want them either. You get Peter Kipling off my back. We'll walk away in a moment. So I can go around him. She'll be as tight-lipped with my secrets as she is with her own. I can trust her. Thanks, Dolores. Find a ladsman loitering around Swords Square if he ain't in the sewers. Off with you. Oh great, I get to go into the sewers. So we'll go down there and see if we can find what we can find. Red Lantern Lane is so named for the color of the paper lanterns above the street. Like a carnival, the thinnest veneer of gaudy spectacle conceals a grimy reality. Ornate facades, raucous shouts, and 1,000 different smells compete for one's attention. Always keep a weather eye out for danger in this neighborhood. What are those hunched shadows in the alleyways? Alright. Well, we saw what we came to see. I can always head back and see, drop down. We're straight down into the sewer to see if he's down there. It's not like the rat catcher didn't have that. Where was he? Cable Street? Laundry and Red Lotus Bathhouse. Sacred Heart Orphanage. Velvet Rose. You can see what's Velvet Rose. So we'll quest collect here. Not even sunlight can lift the pall of despair in Beggar's Lane, where so many have wagered their pay at the Palladium, only to be thrown out on the cobbles penniless. Buildings cast long shadows onto reeking streets full of gritty waste and newspapers flapping in the gutters. By the bootstraps, Londoner with a handle on their voices would seldom tread this dreary block. The regulars circle back like a spinning jenny. They scrape together what they can, feeding their habits by losing only a little each week. Okay. So let's hit the Red Velvet Rose and see if I have a better... Oh, I can just drop down into the sewer? That's interesting. That seemed unlikely. The smell alone is enough for me to avoid the underground. Rumors abound of creatures down there, oversized king rats with teeth as long as knives. No reason to venture down right now. We are looking for somewhere. What's this? That's a Palladium. I didn't want that. I want... Velvet Rose. Heavy wooden door. Can make quick work of that lock with the right tools. The doors behind it smells bloody terrible. More pressing matters to attend to anyways. Velvet Rose is behind the Palladium. Interesting. Palladium it is. Trying to make some headway here. Got plenty of quests. This woman loiters around the entrance like she's making up her mind to go inside, but she's far too keen-eyed to be a customer. You there, hello. Do you work at the Palladium's front door? Before I answer, I must say I have a sneaking suspicion. Isn't the lovely Toppers who have you interested in the Velvet Rose? By the way she just raised her eyebrows, I can't tell if she's taken back her past. Replying to a question with a question was the first trick I learned when I became a journalist. Placing a hand over her heart, she backsteps with a bow. I apologize. Ivana Orsini, reporter for the London Journal. Please make your acquaintance, miss. A little over the top, but the bow is in form. Clara Von Trell. Yeah, I don't think I need to swear that much. Clara Reed, and yes, I do work for the Velvet Rose. Now that we've exchanged pleasantries, I'll tell you why I need to get inside. I'm here for an interview with Dr. Clancy Wainwright. The story will flip London on its head and keep that between us. You don't recall Wainwright. Wainwright's an irregular customer at the Roses, I recall. He picks a different doll each visit. He's never requested me. Did you intend to ambush him outside Bordello? Excited glint in her eye says the opposite. Dr. Wainwright actually responded to the telegram I sent to his assistant 8 months ago. He'll be jotting down his answers in the comfort of his office at Bethnal House. She fishes out a telegram with an air of vindication. Esteemed Dr. Wainwright, on behalf of the London Journal, an interview is requested on the merit that you are in the process of producing a cure for lycanthropy. Please respond at your earliest convenience. Further lists her name, occupation, where to reach her. No hint of insidiousness in the telegram's tone. It's quite upfront. Not another suppressant, but non-scab cure. That'd be the greatest medical breakthrough since the Turner's morphine. So why isn't he shouting out his achievements from the rooftops? You suspect he's hiding something. You didn't hear it from me. However, there's a reasonable excuse that can be made if something on the board at Bethmel House is forcing Wainwright to hold his tongue. Keep their hospital from gaining notoriety and royal funding? That's unlikely. I couldn't agree more, but there's also the possibility that Wainwright is worried that the drug club would retaliate. My intuition keeps failing. Can't profit each month on expensive lichen cells if your customers are cured. Perhaps not. Doctor's onto something. If he's such a demand for the drug club, we'll have to work with him somehow. Interesting. The public needs to know what's going on. Which brings me to my teensy request for you, Miss Clara. How about helping me get inside the Velvet Rose? Just mark the window of each of the doctor's rooms with chalk and flick the snib so I can shimmy it open from the window ledge. She confronts him in the room where he's to be entertained. He'll have a hard time weaseling out of the interview. She mean to scale the building. She doesn't have the body for it. I think that's a good idea. Sorry, I do fancy getting to know you. I'm not going to help you ambush a client. Think about what would happen in the business if word got out. It's worth a shot. Let me know if you change your mind. I don't believe he has, a cure. I just don't want to get involved in that sort of politics. I'm trying to skip town. The last thing I want is my name in a journal. Home to one of London's most discreet clubs of leisure, as well as an estimably infamous gambling hall, the Palladium is no stranger to the oddly successful bunco man, or famous face caught with their hand in the cookie jar, who finds themselves in need of an abrupt and expeditious flight from London Fair. Let's find out what we can find out. Quick check. Wide range of frocks, tails, and greatcoats. Some in better condition, others that seem to never get off the rack. Good representation of the Palladium's clientele. So this is where I perform. My favorite inventions of the modern age, standing up on the stage, I can communicate the most intimate emotions to 100, even 200 people at a time. Interesting. Clementine! It ain't the lovely Miss Reed. You're in early, aren't you, darling? Thought you weren't singing till this evening. In for a dram? Very funny, Clem. Don't you think it's tad early? Well, la-di-da, better than day drinking. Time was you and Penny would drink any of the lads here under the table. Not to Clem. I just spent last night a terribly long morning with one Lord Braxton. Forgive me if the headache hasn't quite abated. Wouldn't want to add to it just yet. It's my ducky. More than fair enough. There's few in East London who could drink a miniature under the table. Dwarfs, perhaps, or a certain fae. Said only to be swayed by drink when served in iron glasses. Speaking of clients and headaches, I have a telegram from Texan here. One Theodore Redgrave sent along to your place of business. I expect I will have taken it to the Belger as well. My eyes are failing with the amount of long-winded messages I received. Thanks, Tom. You can bin those. I already read them. Sounds fine. Why don't you mind tossing something out, especially when it's a misbehaving gin fiber for the Velveros. Better take care of everything else I need to before seeing Zara. Be long-winded, especially if she's in the mood for lectures. So you enter through the Palladium, which is a front. Opening as a public house in 1667, the Palladium and the rose that sits at its crown have the dubious honor of being one of the first new constructions begun after the Great Fire that ravaged London, the Devil's Year of 1666. The workers of the Rose have long claimed that the original construction housed a brothel as well, despite its occasional forays into social acceptability throughout the centuries. As its deed changed hands, the Rose will always return to its original state. Regardless of its history, both the building and its workers have been reasonably good to you. A warm and lively air, pleasant conversation, and the wafting smell of bergamot greet you at the door. Bergamot. Let's see. Foreign landscapes. I don't fucking believe this. Mistress Sykes, I demand you lower your voice while at my establishment. Would it be easy to save you? A warning, that's fair play, but this? Beatrix is none of your concern. You violated house rules with her. Let me talk to Bee. Mr. Sykes, you are hereby banned from the services of Velvet Rose for a period of 1 month. You may return after the expiration of said ban and receive your partial reimbursement at the front desk. I don't care about the money. It's your last warning, Sykes. You have 10 seconds to leave before I call my enforcers. Christ alive, all right. Fine, I'm moving as his horseshake, you mark me. My goodness. Entered into an altercation. Scenes from distant lands, I often dreamed of other places while working at the Rose, but to be reminded of them like this never sat right with me. What's up, Artemis? What you doing? Gotten a deer? Virgin Goddess Artemis, twin sister of Apollo here in repose. I still don't know her backstory. Interesting, so in a different set of choices I would have. Nothing to see here, nothing to see. Luxury booth. Someone discarded a few loose coins. So we're still looking for news on the courtesan killer, but it's not really offering me the option to ask around. That's strange. The cider bottle. Bottle sweating, but then abandoned. Perhaps this patron was struck with a more salacious craving. What's up, Lou? Looks like she's sloshed. Unfortunately, not an infrequent state for her. Oiled up at this time of day, Lou? Dare I inquire? Ah, you know how it is, Clara. Life's nasty, brutish, and short. Then you die, so you might as well make the most of it. Sure enough, that might die sooner rather than later with this courtesan killer picking off working girls like us. I won't lie, the notion has me proper afeard. We look out after her own, Zora. Won't let anything happen. Oh, aye, she'll do what she can. She ain't spreading a controlling stick in the mud. Uncharitable, but fair. What's your take on this courtesan killer business? I knew one of the girls that did. Hannah Lynd, her name was. She used to work here, but she moved on ages ago. Remember her, nice enough sort. Before she was killed, she was still working as a dolly as far as I know. More than they can say for all the victims. Interesting, a working girl like us. You know how them bobbies are. Anyone sleeping rough or up their eyebrows in gin was probably up to all else's too. It's the same with them. Any plans for this evening? Nothing special? I'm looking forward to your performance tonight, Ms. Reed. Stop it. It's nothing I haven't done before. Won't be too sure about that. You've got a look about you. You'll be sillier in your cups, darling. Ah, you're right. I'm sure I must be imagining things. Maybe lay off the bottle a titch? Clara, I couldn't possibly. Otherwise, how else would I tickle the ivories with such natural ease? Best be on my way. Till tonight, Lou. Zora was looking for you. She's in her office upstairs. Fine then. I guess I should go talk to Zora after all. Oh, cool, and it'll actually walk me up there. Yeah, so it does an interesting job cross-sectioning the buildings. The architecture is just lovely. A lot going on. Oh, hold up. Who's this? I can't talk to him. Interesting. It's odd the door's wide open. Suppose he's waiting to be served. I must not go in there without a good reason. That's weird. Bed. Wooden desk. Wall of Fame. All the dollies leave each other notes about the Johns. Philippe is a Spaniard and a chatterbox works as a fishmonger on the wharf. He unfortunately comes here straight after work. Who described Mr. Sykes as a strong but gentle. To caution about some character calling himself Sucker Jones, he gets a bit rough, and Zora had him thrown out. He splashes enough tin that she'll let him back in. Sounds like frolics. Or about Sykes, never fusses about payment, treats you like a sister rather than a trick, except for the occasional transaction. Of course, Sykes wins for popularity. It's a wonder the girls don't brawl over who gets him for the night. Let's see. Dr. Wainwright, fussy and specific. Good time when you get it right. Avoid Mr. Daly when he's in his cups. Sykes, misplaced watch. Reward to the dolly that finds it. I haven't seen Suri in some time. Maybe she's seeing someone. That Frenchman sneaks you a brandy wine or Sobrani tonight, Lou. I want a cut. Or else I'll complain to Madame Zora. Philippe, go fetch Ariana if she isn't already tending to him. Riley Jones, polite, kind, pays well, highly recommended. Go tell her, sweet fellow, don't want to bring up cider with him if you want to talk unendingly about it. Nigel Poppycock, ego bruised easily, incredibly high maintenance. Fisher, easily distracted by poetical recreation of Sappho and similar. Nolan, come in and ask for the weird stuff, but refused to clarify, responding, you'll know, and winking when asked, left without services performed. Phillips, skittish thing, but quite a cuddler. Kisses like a dead fish. Needs work. Saba, not into the physical stuff, knows how to touch a woman's soul with his wittiness. Stark, unconventional taste, very sweet. Firebird, mostly wants to talk about conspiracy theories, just not look impressed or give a good tip. Waste enough time here as it is. Scratches dot at the top. Sometimes we need to reflect after tonight's work. Write a letter home. Anything in the wardrobe? The skirt is got quite a bustle going on there. Clean and functional furniture. Zora may not splurge on pieces for the back of the house. She at least recognizes that keeping the girls happy is good for work. A bottle of old lace in here. So 2 different types of perfume now. It's interesting. Reflect in the mirror before seeing Zora. I look good. Still got it. What's up, Madam Zora? Here it is. Here she was lost in thought, perusing the titles in her small office library. Her grim aesthetic belies a fiercely protective heart. She's shrewd and a strict ship-runner. Hara, at last, a semi-confident face. Current moment, she seems intensely tired. Something I can help with? Rather kind, given that I gather what you mean isn't my competence, might be of immediate service. Her eyes speak of someone who hasn't slept well in days. Madame Zora has a history of handling stress quite well. What might have wormed its way beneath that stoic exterior? Did you see her way to getting one of our esteemed colleagues out of a bind? Someone has once again disobeyed the house rules for the sake of lining her pocketbook. Pray tell which one of our ladies is in trouble. Beatrix, for Mr. Slake's request, she failed to tie a ribbon round the sheep. Has requested some pills to balance her menses after last night's encounter, if you take my meaning. Always Beatrix. Sick to death of pushy clients. Assume the usual place would suffice. Gray's apothecary would have what Beatrix wants. Here's a chemist's note. If you're feeling particularly generous, she's also requested a delivery of Nandy's peanut candy. Interesting. Might see my way to helping out a friend. It isn't your responsibility, but I'd be thankful for her. We're quite the evening ahead of us. Popular as our co-workers is, she's a diva through and through. It might be prudent to ensure she's in high spirits. If it'll keep her content for the evening, perhaps it's worth a detour. You need to pick me up now and then. Indeed, whatever you choose is fine with me. Be a dear and pick me up a box of sweets from Pavel Gerard. He'll be in his pinfold in Soros Square. That's odd. He's a rat keeper. What candies do you mean? Oh, the French ones. I don't remember the name. Acquired quite a sweet tooth when I lived across the channel. Pavel knows what I want. Don't worry about money. I'll pay him when I do my shopping. Tell Zora about your time in France. Lived in Paris for a time. The French have such a long task or chore. They are always smoking a cigarette. For them, everything seems effortless. Did you live in Paris? No, Le Havre, and many other stops along the road from here to Bruslavia. I was a bit of a wanderer when I was younger, but Le Havre is where I fell in love with the seashore. Despite spending so much of my time on the road, there's always more to see. Alright, I'll put your candies too. Now then, you look like you had something on your mind. What did you want to talk about? Best not make mention of my travel plans. This evening will run smoother if I keep myself in her good graces. I haven't yet a read on what her reaction might be. What do you think about this courtesan killer business? You have a sharp mind. You've been in the trade longer than I have. Vile business, that, but hardly unprecedented. Ivana knows there are plenty of animals in the city that try to prey on us. Why leave the bodies in such a state? It's beyond the pale even by the standards of other such heinous crimes. That does it. Perhaps we speak in error to assume there's any great motive for these killings at all. Her expression speaks of pain, of anger, of fear for the safety of her girls and the rest of London's underside as well. I can certainly understand. Ms. Reed, may I speak to you in confidence? In confidence? character has gained the secretive trait will now be able to select dialogue options that require it. So it opened up some of the strike-through options. Of course, Madame Zora. I've seen marks like this in my days before I came to London. Brutal killings such as those now haunt us. Perhaps we're not looking at the work of a person, Miss Reed, but that of a werewolf. Something in her tone strikes me as off. Perhaps it's nothing more than unsettling memories. She may have a cause for her suspicions, but then why targeting of dollies? Are we inherently vulnerable? Because we're so often in the presence of strangers. Or might all this paranoia boil down to coincidence? Intent or better? It'd be easy to blame werewolves, given the state of the bodies. We must not allow prejudice to inform our actions. As you say, she's gonna move on. I'll be back with Beatrix's medication in 2 ticks. See to it that you are. Plenty left to do before your performance night, Miss Reed. I don't need to tell you, but all the same, no. The bodies stop you once you have the medication in hand. And dream of it, Miss Zora. I'm trying to make my way, only for Zora to abruptly stop me with a tense hand on my shoulder. Take heed, my dear. Once you have the medicine, come straight here. Legal or not, those pills are more than enough for probable cause. Coppers would apprehend a woman such as you. I'll take the medication to Beatrix. Be sure to be careful. Link in the description below if you do want to play along. We loved it. We loved it when we first found it, covered it in one of our articles, and continued onward, through the launch and so on. Great company. They seem like they're a potential up and coming. Really good use of an engine. Great chance system. Obviously we open up different avenues. You can track what the characters are capable of. They use tarot and Greece, the Grecian superstitions, which London loves. Their upper crust especially loves it, sort of occult thing. So it was really a cool, trick to incorporate that. Really neat setup, smart inventory system, that sort of thing. You can use things and it gives you different attributes. So I can eat a fruit and gain some hope. You have to keep track of yourself a little bit better than you might think, So the chemist knows I can get a whole bunch of black vials from this perfume, but only a little bit of hope from something like gin. Obviously I have my Derringer, so I can protect myself with my stiletto. So interesting characters, great backdrop, 2 thumbs. Link in the description below. Also down there is Gamer Grind, Gamer Coffee shipped to your door. They'll put your logo and merch for like nothing bucks. Awesome company. You can buy Gamer Coffee for different flavors and names and so on. They involve you in the company. So you can either purchase from them monthly, or you can work with them to promote yourself and your brand, or to promote art. We love the Pirate Queen logo. If you want to buy us a cup of coffee, KOFI, buy this cheaper coffee, $1. Our Patreon is down there. So if you're into this sort of thing, if you want to know a game and work with it, and make sure it gets launched, make sure that it's, everything that it can be, or pursue a certain type of game, then we can go out there and do that. We can find types of games for you to talk to a dev, or promote certain games and make sure that they get launched or get the coverage that they need at launch. So you can always support us that way. Totally free to subscribe, so definitely smash that, hit the bell, and what that'll do is pop up a little thumbnail, and you'll see if you just want to hang out. So if you're following Sovereign, Syndicate, so if you're into this sort of Edwardian steampunk with a little bit of grime underneath it, then that's, we warned the courtesan about, her bad habit. Sisterly of us, awfully nice. Then this would have been the game for you if you're more into finding a new game. We like to go out and find games that are bringing something to the table, and this definitely did. So this would get them past game 3, because it brought the big dog something to play with. Different chance system. They used, a conversation and then chance to drive a narrative. So story-driven is on the rise, and this is a different way to handle it, which is really cool. So just as a side note, But definitely, like I said, smash subscribe, hit the bell, hit like. We love you guys. We love that you are always along for the ride. We'll see you next video.